Our lesson objective is I can graph rational functions.
So a rational function is a function of the form f of x equals p of x over q of x, where p of x and q of x are polynomial functions and q of x cannot equal 0. One of the simplest rational functions is the reciprocal function, which is f of x equals 1 over x, which looks like this, and the graph of the reciprocal function is right here. It's not shown to the left, it's just on this part.
So we're going to formally define an asymptote for the first time. So an asymptote is a line the graph approaches. So in the graph to the right, the vertical asymptote is this one here, which is x equals -3. The horizontal asymptote is this line here, which is y equals 1.
A hole is a removable discontinuity or break in the graph. If p of x and q of x have a common factor of x minus a, then there will be a hole in the graph at x equals a. So the function f of x equals x minus 2 over x minus 2 divided by x minus 1. This has a hole when this x minus 2 equals 0, which is at x equals 2. But that's because it cancels out. So if this didn't cancel, it wouldn't be a hole, it would form an asymptote. So these are steps to graphing a rational function. So the first step is to rewrite the function in factored form and simplified. Find the x-intercepts by finding the zeros of p of x. So you set p of x equal to 0, also known as the numerator, and then you solve for x. You have to find the y-intercept by finding f of 0, which also means you're going to plug in 0 for x in the original function. You're going to find the vertical asymptotes by finding the zeros of q of x. So you set q of x equal to 0, then solve for x. And then you find the horizontal asymptote by using these rules. So the idea is if the degree of p is greater than the degree of q, so an example would be like this, where you have x squared plus 1 over 3x minus 1, then you would have no horizontal asymptote. Now, if you had a function where the degree of p is less than the degree of q, like 2x plus 1 over x cubed minus 1, then you'd have a horizontal asymptote at the x-axis, or when y equals 0. And then you could have when the degree of p equals the degree of q, such as when we have h of x is 4x squared plus 1 over 5x squared plus 1. Here you would take the leading coefficient of p of x and q of x. So in this case, we would have 4 over 5 right here. So we would have y equals 4 over 5. And then you identify any holes in the function by looking at common factors. Here we have the function f of x equals x plus 1 over x minus 5. So we're going to go ahead and fill out this chart actually instead of graphing first. So for our x-intercept, we're going to take our numerator and we're going to set that equal to 0. So we have that down here and we have x equals -1. So that's our x-intercept. So then we're interested in our y-intercept. So we're going to evaluate 0 plus 1 over 0 minus 5, and that will give us f of 0. So we have f of 0 is 0 plus 1 over 0 minus 5, which is 1 over -5. And then we need our vertical asymptote. So we figure that out by setting this equal to, I'm in the wrong part. Set this equal to 0. And then for the horizontal asymptote, this is a case where the degree of p of x equals degree of q of x. So we're just going to take the ratio of the numerator and denominator. So technically these both have a 1. in front of them. So we'll take this ratio here. So we'll have y equals 1 over 1, which is just 1. So now we can go ahead and fill in our graph with our given information. This is the horizontal asymptote. I'm sorry, vertical asymptote. Now we'll do the horizontal asymptote. So I have this graph here from these points. This is the x and y intercepts. So this is enough information for me to draw this graph. And then I can probably guarantee you that this value, this part of the graph will look like this, which I'll figure out by also just comparing on Desmos now, because we can use graphing utilities. So here's the graph. As you can see, it does look like that. So we can go ahead and trust what we have written down. And then the domain, in range, you actually use the horizontal and vertical asymptote. So the domain is going to be from negative infinity to 5, union 5 to infinity. And then the range is going to be negative infinity to 1, union 1 to infinity. In other words, it's negative infinity to your vertical asymptote, union with the vertical asymptote to infinity. And then the range is negative infinity to the horizontal asymptote, union to 1 to the horizontal asymptote to infinity. Here we have f of x equals 3x plus 3 over x plus 2. So we'll go ahead and figure out the given information to the left, to the right. So we will set our numerator equal to 0 and solve for x, and that will give us our x-intercept, which is, so that's negative 1, 0. And now we're going to figure out our y-intercept, which will be f of 0, which is 3 times 0 plus 3 over 0 plus 2, which will be 3 over 2. Then for our vertical asymptote, we're going to set our numerator equal to 0. And then for the horizontal asymptote, the degree of the numerator is equal to the degree of the denominator. This is technically a 1, and so we're going to take the ratio of these two numbers, so it'll be y equals 3. And then we have no holes. So we can go ahead and fill in our graph with this information. All right, so we have all the information listed. So the graph will look like this over here. We're not too sure how the graph will look over here though. But what we can do is test out a point. So I might test a point here, which would be f of 3. So if we did f of 3, that would be, I'm sorry, f of negative 3, that would be. And so we'll see that at negative 3 will be at positive 6. So we'll have a point here. So we can guess the graph will look something like this then, because it needs to abide by the vertical asymptote and also the horizontal asymptote. Then let's do our domain and range. Domain is negative infinity to negative 2, union with negative 2 to infinity. And then the range will be negative infinity to 3, union 3 to infinity. And then just as a last step, we're just going to use a graphing device to make sure this is correct. And you can see we got the x-intercept, y-intercept, and this point all correct, so we know we did this right. Here we have f of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 15. So we're going to go ahead and first factor the x squared minus 2x minus 15. So we're going to go ahead and cancel out the x plus 3. So this is just x minus 5. Now, once you do that, this is the time when you're going to have. So even though we canceled the x plus 3, we're going to have x plus 3 equal to 0. So then x equals negative 3. And then we do negative 3 minus 5, which is negative 8. So we have a hole at negative 3, comma negative 8. So I can go to negative 3, comma negative 8, and I'm going to draw a hole here. And then the graph is going to increase by a constant because this is a linear function. So this is the way the graph will look. Let me use stencil. So that's the way our graph looks. So we can go ahead and do the domain. The domain's going to be from, so we have the domain from negative infinity to negative 3, union negative 3 to infinity, and then the range negative infinity to negative 8, union negative 8 to infinity. And then our x-intercept, we have 5, comma 0. And then our y-intercept, we have 0, comma negative 5. we have no vertical asymptote and we have no horizontal asymptote. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so I'm just going to divide this into 2 videos.